Welcome back to the Paramount Woodco YouTube channel. In this video, we're going to be focusing entirely on the custom kitchen island that we've been working on over the past couple of weeks. We hope you enjoy seeing the build come together from start to finish. Here, John is at the very start of the project tackling the millwork for all 9 drawer boxes that will go into this island. It's one of the most labor-intensive phases, but it's also where a lot of the precision is established. He's routing lock miter joints into every single panel, which not only strengthens the box when it's glued up, but also gives us a clean and reliable registration points during the dry fit and glue up phase. This step is huge because it lets us confirm that every drawer is perfectly square before moving forward. And when you're dealing with cabinetry, even being off by a hair can cause issues down the line, such as drawers won't slide right, faces won't line up, and the whole piece loses that clean, seamless look that we aim for in everything that we do. Taking the time here to get these joints right sets the tone for the entire build and ensures the final installation goes together exactly the way it should.
Somebody once told me, I'm doing woodworking, question is, would you be happy with it in your house? That's the level of good enough. If you wouldn't be happy with it in your house, it's not good enough. So, if I can, I try and live by that and go with, is this something I need to fix? Could I live with it? No? Okay, I gotta fix it.
Now that all the drawer box panels have been fully prepped, it's all hands on deck to get everything glued up and ready for finish. This part of the process moves quickly, so having multiple people involved helps us keep the glue ups tight and consistent. It's also where all the prep work really pays off. Every joint has to land exactly where it should so the panels stay flat, square, and clean. Once these are glued and cured, they'll be ready for sanding and finishing, which brings us one step closer to seeing the island really take shape. Now that the drawer boxes are getting their first coat of finish, the crew can shift their focus to the exterior components of the island. And as many of you who have been following along already know, the entire exterior is being made from solid Ribbon Sapele hardwood. And I can't begin to stress enough how beautiful this species is and how lucky we are to be able to work with it. While some of the exterior components are going to dry out on the clamp rack, Will and John are going to get the drawer boxes fully assembled with all of their hardware, making sure they're ready to go when it's time to install them into the island. Now Zach is going to drill all of the pocket holes for the island's internal frame, which will provide most of the structural support for the entire project.
Have you seen American Beauty?
Yeah. Is that where it goes?
Yep. It seems like we're in a one step at a time kind of place right now. We're gonna actually need to span the gap here too. Yeah.
And you can really start to see the internal structure taking shape here as the crew locks everything into place. It's now fully prepped for the Sapele exterior components that are going to make this piece truly pop when it's finished. And here Will is cutting all of the drawer fronts to size before bringing the 9 pieces over to our other table saw to cut the integrated drawer pulls. These fronts are especially unique, with walnut incorporated into the pulls for contrast, and we built them this way to maintain a perfectly continuous horizontal grain across the entire run of the drawer fronts. And this process here is called domino jointing. This is a very important process when it comes to large glue ups like this, where we create precise slots along the glue lines so the domino tendons can lock the boards together that we are trying to glue up. This results in a far stronger and a much more stable joint overall.
So I'm just gonna put a little in each of these, and then a little bit more on the dominoes themselves. That was very funny. Hey, this is still the back, right? Yeah. Yeah, our timesheets for today are just gonna say, do you need a towel? So we will need a towel. I do not. All right. Oh, nice. Okay. Oh, that actually is pretty much small. Okay. Well, let's get. Where are we going? So I'm pretty happy with it on the whole. We're gonna have to plane off some here, just for reasons.
You can actually see the bow.
We cannot wide belt them.
No. Okay.
There's a little bit of what?
Just a little bit of bow in them.
Yeah.
They are sized?
They are sized. And thickest.
But that
They've
doesn't
been
super
through
duper
thickness.
matter because
You can adjust their in and out.
correct,
As long as
but
they're-
that when you're gonna see it from the
I
side,
liked
against
when
a
you
straight
had it.
cut.
I like if you left it at correct. I would. So Will recommended we make battens for them.
Okay.
Right? You gotta do a lickety split. My question is, should they be an X or should they be just two straight up and down?
One straight line.
One straight.
Just one right here.
I don't think that's gonna be enough.
One would be enough though, because you can.
You'll make it one that's a little bit wider and flatter.
I think it's a ton of like I can just bend it back with my fingers.
You have very strong fingers.
You're really strong. He's a big, strong man.
Hang on.
We're right now at a point where like we need the doors to move forward.
Now that the team has finally agreed on the next steps, they're going to get started on these custom reinforcements that they designed for all of the Sapele panels on the back of the island. During the build, they noticed that one of the cabinet doors started to develop a slight bend, so we decided to take an extra precautionary step during this build. These reinforcements will help keep the panels stable over time and ensure seasonal wood movement doesn't affect the fit or the performance of the cabinetry. It's a small detail, but it goes a very long way in maintaining the integrity of the entire build. And now we move on to everyone's favorite part, which is installing all of the drawer box hardware and the cabinet door hardware and tracking down any fitment issues. This stage is always a bit tricky, but doing a full dry fit now is what guarantees that everything lands perfectly once we move into final assembly. It lets us dial in all the clearances, adjust the slides, and make sure every door and drawer sits exactly where it should. This is one of those steps that takes a lot of patience, but it's also where you start to really see the functionality of the piece come together. Getting these details right now saves a lot of headaches later and makes the final install feel almost seamless.
like, oh.
Will does the best one.
I would not break anything on this right here.
Right.
Not
okay.
here, yeah, none.
Okay, got it. I can do it, yeah.
And then
do that.
you can break these just barely.
All right.
Because our dividers sit back about 30 seconds. So you will, when this is here, be able to like feel this back corner.
Right, yeah.
So I would break those just a touch.
All right.
And I've been using, yeah, basically something like that.
Yeah, okay, cool.
What does breaking mean?
We have like a sharp edge here.
Oh yeah,
so
breaking the edge. If you leave it at a perfect 90-degree corner, you can get cuts like this one.
What you got,
It's very
Both it breaks and it's sharp. It's easier to break it if you don't break it. So you break the edge so it doesn't break.
Yeah. You break the edge, so the edge doesn't break you.
Yep, you heard it here first, folks. Break that edge so it doesn't break you. But in all seriousness, this is an important step in every piece of custom work that we do. The edge of a perfectly square piece of hardwood is very, very sharp. And that might be surprising to some of you, but trust me, it is very sharp and it can hurt you pretty easily. So using that edge not only makes the piece safer to handle, but it also helps the finish lay down much cleaner. Now the guys are moving on to water popping all of the Sapele components and giving everything its final sanding. This opens up the grain, evens out the color, and preps the wood so the finish really absorbs and highlights the natural depth of the material. Once this step is done, everything's ready to head down to the finish room. Finally, it's time to get some finish on all of these Sapele components. And what we're going to do first is apply Rubio to the insides of all of these pieces before we glue up the entire carcass. And this is honestly one of our favorite parts of any project that we get to do. And not just because the color and the grain start to come alive, but because it means we're officially in the final stretch. All of the prep work, sanding, and fitting leads up to this moment where the material really shows what it's capable of. Once everything is finished and cured, we'll also get our brand tucked away somewhere on the piece, just like we do with all of our custom builds.
Oh. You want to take it yourself?
I don't know.
Are you gonna be able to, is the width okay?
I don't know.
All right, well, I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna follow you. There you go. Okay.
Spin move.
You guys wanted to brand this piece.
To brand one of those side pieces up there. Yeah, just ask Will which side
side
is the
piece.
inside of the side pieces
Okay.
and just brand that.
All right, Luke, roll up your sleeve. Everybody has to do this when they start working here.
How do we not have...
Oh, don't bonk your head.
Or if you do, make it look really cool for camera.
Yeah, you better bleed.
You heard Zach. Better bleed.
Now that everything on the interior has a coat of Rubio Monocoat, we can start assembling the carcass and really watch this project come to life. This is the point where all of those individual components finally start acting like one piece, and you get a real sense of the scale and layout of the kitchen island. It's always satisfying seeing the structure stand on its own, and seeing all of that prep, milling, and fitting starting to pay off right here.
Sorry. Oh yeah, look at that. That's nice and flush.
Wow, got a real nice close-up of the forearms there.
Oh, yes.
You know what I'm saying?
It's been a bit.
But you know.
Yeah.
Oh, this song always makes me think about it.
That's having a good time.
So I'll rough draw it real quick. So basically the idea is gonna be, you're gonna have a piece that sits between the doors that swing closed. The top of the face frame would look something like that, and then this would project down, and so then your door stop, or your doors will sit in between it, like here if that's your door, and then you'll have an angle over here, and then that way when these two doors, being this, swing closed, they'll bump against that to keep them flush as opposed to swinging past it and keep them nice and flush there. So if I actually were to just describe that even,
Yeah,
that would be
that would be great. Yeah.
lovely. Make sure you get those forearms.
They're the prominent piece of the video.
Work.
How's doors going?
Yeah, we're gonna find out.
We're not freaking. Nobody's freaking out.
Nobody's freaking out. Why do people keep asking if we're freaking out?
bringing it up. Are you freaking out right now?
I'm actually not. Zach is a little bit.
So what we're doing now is like, you can see I bandsawed this out. So I took the taper that's on the back of this, the amount that it's cupped, and I'm introducing that same taper, that same amount of cupping, and then we'll flip it. That way, it's going to oppose the cupping that's in these doors. So if it wants to do this, I'm gonna make essentially that same thing, flip it around and get the same thing in reverse. That way, ideally at the end, you're putting two surfaces together like this, and then using screws to flatten both out at the same time. That's
Theoretically.
the idea. Theoretically. That is basically flat. If I take this off now, you see how much that is.
Oh yeah.
So this is how much rock is in there. So
Wow.
that's why these are going on. It's a little bit high here.
Hey, it's Luke.
Hey guys.
Hey, Luke. Zach, you gotta say something for the camera.
Something. Whereas previously these had that huge warp in them. It's a much cleaner gap. This used to look like this middle section right here was touching, and now we've got a nice clean reveal there.
No, I was gonna.
That's from TikTok.
It's from TikTok? Oh, I'm tired of that guy.
Yes, exactly.
It's starting to feel real.
Do you think it's safe to say that the crisis has been averted?
Well, we're listening to Stranger Things album, and if Stranger Things taught us anything, it's that the crisis is never actually averted.
It's only delayed for a time.
For a time.
Sometimes a long time,
Yeah, sometimes. But sometimes not.
sometimes not.
What are you putting?
These are bumpers. You bump it out by an eighth. They also make 16th bumpers, but we're not putting those on.
Wow.
Oh, he's ruined it.
New stuff we're adding.
We gotta get a new scissor guy.
Yeah. Scissor me timbers.
It's hard being an idiot.
Luke, you're doing a great job. I ran out.
Would you just look at it? Actually, kind of perfect.
Yeah, I know. That's why I cut it at that size.
Yeah, it's still very. That much for
I like the way they just went.
Yeah.
Zach's touching my hand.
Gross. Call HR. It ain't going nowhere. It feels like you're carrying most of the weight, so I think.
Just hold the camera and point it at us.
You're doing great, Luke.
Thanks, guys.
Where are we?
Broken?
Step. Step.
Yours is facing the,
So John is putting that instead. Very good.
Yeah. Kind of like it. It's not really gonna
wait to see it against the cabinets, but it looks already, you can see.
And it'll keep darkening up. Just needs to take here. You know that this is...
You want to spool it? Oh, you got, here.
No, there's no trim.
No change.
That's more than enough.
It's only 2. Take it.
Yeah. Alright, that should be good.
Yeah. If Frankie called me and said, no, you don't.
Everything. It doesn't, you can't wash it away.
Right. So the next decision is 2 things out. Or, John, here, the problem was the architect spec the fridge wrong. So that is a negative of doing the wall.
And there you have it, a fully custom kitchen island built entirely from Ribbon Sapele hardwood. This has definitely been one of our favorite projects lately, and we hope you enjoyed following along with the process. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you next Sunday for the next weekly recap.